Let's hit it. Fuck. All right. Time to get down, baby. Let's hit it. Welcome back to the podcast. Something's different, yeah? New studio. Whoa! We got a new studio space. Everything's getting acclimated, and it's working great. If you hear a couple of snores every once in a while, it's my dog. She's sleeping underneath the desk, and she sleeps very loudly. But yeah, we've got a new studio, and as much as I'm excited to be in a new studio, anybody who has put up a studio, it is a chore. It is a chore and a half to get everything done, fine-tune everything, make it all perfect. It's a lot, and it took a while, and that's why I've been, absent for a couple of weeks. There's been some pretty big things going on in life, so thank you for forgiving me for my 2 weeks of hiatus here. But basically, just to catch you up on what's going on, my best friend got married, and I had to go to his wedding. I was in it, and it's beautiful to see two souls, in union with their eternal love blessed by all of us. It was fun, and it was in Spokane. People don't know this. I'm from Montana, just real quick. Everybody's like, you got to move to a place that's beautiful, blah, blah, blah. Spokane has unrivaled beauty. They've got water. It gets cold, but it doesn't get -60 like it does here in Montana. And it's you just look around, and it's the most beautiful place, and you're just driving around. You're not 50 miles out of town or going to like a resort or like Yellowstone or something. You're just bebopping down the street, and you look to your left, and it's the most beautiful scenery in the world. I'm telling you this because if you want to move there. Just don't move to Montana. Let's talk about the wedding. Let's talk about his wedding real quick. Okay. So this wedding was beautiful. We get there. I get there about an hour and a half before the rehearsal. Drove down there, and I gave the measurements for my shirt because we're wearing cowboy boots and jeans and a real nice fancy shirt with a vest. I went and got measured, sent him the thing, and just knowing it wasn't going to fit. I'm stocky in the shoulder. I'm not huge, but I'm stocky, and the style, apparently, of things is very, very slim fitting. So, of course, nobody. I mean, my boy Kevin has nothing but gorillas for friends. Like, I am the smallest out of all the humans, and everybody's just like, ugh. So we get all these shirts on, none of them fits. I go, oh shit, because the bride is not happy that none of the groomsmen are dressed, and her wedding is tomorrow. The rehearsal's in a couple hours. So we panic down there, get all the things on. I get my new threads on, get looking about as good as I can look with the mustache still. Like I'm gonna keep this mustache probably forever. It's got a lot of pushback, but the cool thing about this mustache of authority is it pushes right back, so I don't even have to worry about it. But we get the right shirts, we get everything set up, and I'd been basically living off of gas station food the whole time. I was driving down there, everything was just go, 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 go. So I started making this inside joke. I was like, Kevin, 2 days of gas station food, I'm probably going to shit my pants at your wedding. Or it was like, ha, ha, har, har, har. And so fast forward wedding day, everything goes off smooth as can be. We show up early, everybody's excited. It's a little chilly, but it's a beautiful day to unite these souls in holy matrimony. And we got this little itsy bitsy guy. He's cute. He's super cute. I think he just turned 2, and he's the ring bearer. Let's just say at the rehearsal, things didn't go to plan. He's like, what? I have to carry something. I want to stand by dad. I want to stand by mom. They're both in the wedding. It's an issue. He just decides he doesn't want to do it. And when a 2-year-old says they don't want to do something, they ain't doing it. And so we're like, well, we'll see how tomorrow goes. Maybe it'll be different. The dude fucking nailed it. I've never seen a more perfect ring bearer in any wedding that I've ever been to. But the funny part was, we're all getting ready to walk across this beautiful bridge into this big majestic field where all the people are sitting and waiting. And we get back there and we all get lined up, and I get the girl on my arm and all this. And Carver's in the back, all the way in the back. He goes, right as soon as they go, all right, send them. Dad, I gotta poop. Like, oh my God, I thought I was going to be the one to shit myself on stage. He looks down. As they're walking across, we can't pull the brakes on this. They're playing the fucking music. Everybody's walking. Mom's getting all teary-eyed. We can't pause it because the little dude needs to take the Browns to the Super Bowl here. So he looks at him. He's like, can you hold it? He goes, I'm fucking dying here. I was like, oh my God, this is going to be a disaster. And so the girl that I'm walking across with, she turns around and she goes, Carver, if you can hold it, you get 2 suckers. Because to get a child to do something in a wedding that doesn't make any sense to him, it's just bribery. That's how that works. You have to tell him he's going to get some sort of candy if he does some sort of thing for some sort of amount of time. And guess what? Carver got all the fucking candy he could desire because boy didn't shit himself and he nailed the rings. It was a beautiful wedding. And I was just happy to be part of something so beautiful. And oh man, well, one more thing about this wedding. We're the reception is in this barn. It's beautiful, just beautiful. And we're sitting up there with all the groomsmen and they're doing the father-daughter dances and all this stuff. And I'm all tough and got my buds next to me. And homeboy does the mother-daughter dance. Nope, son, mother dance. Because he was getting married and his mom was there. And she is a woman that he's one of my oldest friends. So this mothered me a lot. We got in trouble. We got yelled at. We did the whole damn thing. And I haven't seen her probably in about 15 years. So it was nice kind of just seeing her and catching up with everybody. You know, time goes fucking fast. We are on a bullet. Anyways, so she comes out there, puts her arms around him. They start dancing. I start aggressively bawling my eyes out. Can't stop. I'm getting mad at myself. Like I'm taking little tissues and I'm like throwing it down on the table because apparently it's not okay for guys to cry. But I mean, I was crying out of happiness and just couldn't stop. I blinked too hard one time and the floodgates just decided to let loose. And for the next 5 or so minutes, I was just like, this is so beautiful. Oh, my boys next to me are making fun of me, but they're crying too. So, you know, we can only be so tough. But congratulations, guys. And the wedding was great. And I wish you a bajillion years of happiness. Let's get to it. I promise this is going to be book related in this podcast. I'll catch you up on one more thing. This is going to be a relatively short one. But I got to catch you up on one thing. My other podcast, The American Barbarians, got a phone call. My buddy's like, hey, man, there's a car. I'm like, yeah? Like, there's a car in our building. And I was like in the garage? He's like, no, like in the building. I was buying my first pair of shoes in about 5 years. Bought laces. I have a thing about laces. I don't feel like my shoes need laces. All they do is come untied. We have the technology. So I've refused to wear laces. So I doubled down, bought a pair of shoes with laces. 5 minutes after I buy these shoes that I told myself I would never buy, a car goes balls deep in the side of our building. The dude left the bar. He was hammered. He popped a curb, swerved around a couple of signs that tell you not to go in this direction, pops over a retaining wall, misses the light post, misses the fire hydrant, and just squeezes on in to just go balls deep in the side of our building. I show up there. He's like, can you come up here? I'm like, I think I can. We check out. I tie my shoes extra tight, and we show up there, and of course, home dude's not there. He hits the side of the building and goes, see you later, guys. It's my car, but it's not my problem. And he goes home. Home. Because when the police ran the registration of the car, his address came up, and when they went knocking on his door, he fucking answered. And then he got arrested. So anyways, that podcast is going great. We've had some hiccups recently, some pretty major ones. If you want to check it out, I'll put the links down below. It's the American Barbarians podcast. We basically take some kind of historical thing and relate it to modern day, how we would handle it. It's not as barbaric as the name maybe implies, and we actually, being named American Barbarians, we avoid talking about politics. So if you want kind of just an adventure away from the silliness that is life, check it out. Okay, to the point of today's podcast, I want to review one of my favorite books that I had forgot about. It just slipped my mind, and it is fantastic. On this 10 hours of driving that I did coming to this wedding, coming to and from, I re-listened to The Android's Dream by John Scalzi. It's fucking fantastic. I forgot. I listened to it a while ago. I did, and I remembered at the time, I was like, I like this book, but I forgot how great of a book it is. First off, I'm not going to give anything away from this book other than check it out. And if you don't want to read it and you're into audiobooks, Will Wheaton fucking kills it. He delivers an absolutely amazing performance that will keep you entertained. I basically listened to this book in 2 sittings, 5.5 hours at a time, and I was happy. I did not once want to stop it. But it starts with a bang. Like, the first chapter is fucking intense. Just hang in there. If you think it's a little too much or a little bit, you got to open with the show. And holy shit, he does. It's great. Will Wheaton, from a character acting standpoint, there's a lot of aliens in this book. Let me give you a little synopsis of what this book is about, just to see if it may even be your flavor. He was asked to describe this book in 10 words or less. Man solves diplomatic crisis through action scenes and snappy dialogue. 100%. The dialogue is fantastic, and there is tons and tons of action that makes you use your imagination in a way that you don't even know it's possible. And Scalzi just paintbrushes it into your mind like he's a master of his craft. He really is. Found out today, me and Mr. Scalzi have the same birthday. That doesn't mean shit, but I thought it was kind of cool. So basically, a human diplomat kills his alien counterpart. Earth is on the verge of war with a vastly superior alien race. A lone man races against time, and a host of enemies to find the one object that can save our planet and our people from alien enslavement. And it happens to be a sheep. Weird? Makes sense? But it will. Give it a chance. And electric blue might be something that you think's pretty cool. So basically, if you haven't checked out any of John Scalzi's work, go down the list. Start from the beginning. Fuzzy Nation is a rewrite, which I think I talked about it on an earlier podcast, but he rewrote this entire book. It was written in the 50s, and it was a little bit of its time, we'll say. And he decided that he could write it and make it, take that concept and put it in today's society and culture, and it'll be cool. So he just did it. Just didn't ask anybody, did it. Showed up to their publishing company, or however that works. I should know, but I don't. And he goes, hey man, I rewrote this story. Is this cool? And they were like, holy cow. Yeah. And it's an adventure. It's one of those things, like, Scalzi just has this ability to just take your brainwaves, or at least my brainwaves, and form them into this like mental action movie of nonstop great dialogue. And it just made me want to continue down his path of work. So The Consuming Fire, it's space. We're going to space. How's it not going to be cool? The Collapsing Empire, part of the same series, and the, what's the last one? The Empire something. The Last Emperor? Something like that. I should know. It's 3 books, 30 hours worth of your life that you will be happy to have spent with Mr. Scalzi. I know this sounds like an ad for him. I'm fanboying over this motherfucker. He does a great job. Will Wheaton narrates a lot of his stuff, and they go together like peanut butter and jelly. It works really great, and it's palatable to your ears. So I have to cut this super short because in all of my moving, I've lost some memory cards, and I had exactly 18 minutes to do this podcast. And since it's been a couple of weeks, I wanted to say something. And especially thank you for listening. Things will get better. The lighting will get better. My content will get better. My reviews will get better. But until then, hang in there, and thank you for listening to the Voice of Skylar Morgan podcast.